Whoa, look, it's a cute little triceratops. Whoa, 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 whoa. No. Whoa. So yeah, I'm making a game about fighting an actual black hole. Let me explain. About 3 months ago now, I was just chilling watching some YouTube one day when out of nowhere, I got an email from my careers teacher that went a little something like this. What is up, my little school gremlins? I forgot to mention in class that your capstone project is due before the end of the course. Also, it's worth 50% of your grade, and by the way, you're gonna have to present it to the whole school. Think big, make an epic project, teach, signing off. Me being me, I decided to make probably the hardest capstone project imaginable. I decided I wanted to make an entire game. Not just any game, a game about fighting a black hole. Here's my idea. You play as Gary, just your average desk worker at a giant cleaning corporation, and one day he gets a promotion. But it's not a normal promotion. He gets promoted to a secret branch of the company that has been tasked with cleaning up entire timelines. Pretty crazy. Gary's first mission? Travel through time, battling enemies corrupted by a rogue black hole, and ultimately take on the black hole itself to save the entire universe. The game is played as a 2D roguelike platformer, where death is permanent and everything, from the levels to the weapons to even the time period you play in, will be randomly generated. Now, with that all out of the way, let's jump back to the first couple weeks of development. The first day that I worked on the project, I spent most of my time just brainstorming the idea I just explained, but I had 20 minutes at the end where I made this monstrosity of I don't even know what you can call that. If you couldn't tell, that's meant to be a triceratops. And the reason for that is because Gary has to time travel between 3 different time periods, and one of them is the prehistoric age where the triceratops come in. The other 2, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to subscribe for that. Those videos are going to come later. The next day, after scrapping that monstrosity, I worked on some actual key elements to the game. First of that was the movement. In just a couple hours, I was able to get a pretty decent run, jump, and wall jump into the game. They're not perfect, and I'm going to change them later, but they're a good start. The next key element of the game that I worked on was modular weapon script. Pretty much, I wanted to make a script that I could change a bunch of different variables to make completely unique weapons without having to spend a bunch of time coding each one individually, and it worked actually really well. So with that same type of code, I was able to make another really good modular script for status effects. Pretty much, I could give my sword a poison effect. When you hit the enemy's going to get poisoned, and it's going to take damage over time. I can now make a bunch of different weapons and a bunch of different status effects super quickly, which is amazing. Over the next week, I worked on adding some new level art with a little bit of parallax and just kind of testing out some different art styles. I also gave Gary a little makeover and gave him some animation so he wouldn't feel so circular. I don't know. Now that I have Gary running around with these really nice animations, attacking all over the place, I needed to actually add something for him to attack. Because currently the enemies have absolutely no clue that he is thrusting his sword straight through their face. So I fixed it. I gave them a health system and also made it so that they take a little bit of knockback when Gary hits them, so it feels a little bit more realistic. Why are you typing? What is it? What is it? What are you saying? Where's Rusty Triceratops? What is Wolf Guy? Where did he go? Why is it a real Triceratops now? What is happening? Where is it going? Yeah. So, I'm really bad at art. Let me clear this up. These are all meant to be a Triceratops. I mean, some look less like Triceratopses than others, but they're all the same Triceratops. And there's actually quite a few other drawings that I did that are a little more, let's say, goofy. Did I mention I'm really bad at art? The next one was on paper. He looked pretty well the same, which you probably think, oh, so it's gonna just get better from here. No, it didn't. It got worse first. This guy, yeah. I tried going more two-dimensional. It didn't look good. And then the next one, that's just a lizard. The next one's actually pretty good because I traced it pretty much. Ooh. The next one, he's my favorite. He's a derpy triceratops. I'm really sad actually that I didn't add him into the game because he's so funny. Like, look at his little, he's so cute. The next triceratops that I drew was actually inspired by Picasso. That's where the wolf thing comes from. It's a unicorn wolf, if we're being honest here. Like, it's not a triceratops at all. The last one is actually very, very good. I'm actually super proud of this. So this is the current state of the game. I'm no expert here, but I don't think enemies are meant to just stand still and do absolutely nothing. So that's actually what I fixed next. I made it so the Triceratops would actually have some intelligence up in that noggin. Pretty much, I made it so that the Triceratops would patrol between 2 points on the level. And at random points along that patrol, he'll stop and take a little rest to eat some grass. You know, just make it feel more alive. Then, the next thing is if you get in his line of sight. If you're a long ways away, he's gonna charge at you. He's gonna ram right towards you and try to spike you with his massive horns. But if you're close by, he's going to do this other attack where he kind of flicks his head up, trying to get you away from him with his horns, and it is much harder to jump over him if he's doing this attack. Over the next few weeks, I just worked on little bug fixes and tiny features that aren't going to make it into the video, but one thing that I did work on that was actually super substantial was I added this really cool bush. I know, it's not a lot, but here, look, if I just spread it around along a whole level, it actually looks really good, in my opinion, and if I add a little parallax, it looks even better. Let me know in the comments what you think. Alright, 1 week away from presenting this project to my entire school. Let's just say, over the next week, I locked in. I created this poster board, I worked on a bunch of bug fixes. Then that brings us to 1 day away. I had school all day, so I didn't have any time to code then. But after school, I got home, and I realized in one night, I was not going to have enough time to code anything actually substantial for the game. So I decided that I would put together an actual level for people to test at my capstone booth. Probably shouldn't just talk about it, I should actually let you play it. Boys, can I get some Fs in the chat for derpy triceratops not making it into the game? So this is pretty much what my capstone presentation looked like. Just pretend this is a table, right? So I had my massive poster board right here. Let me just edit that in, alright? And then I had 2 computers set up here and here. Only one of them actually worked because, that's a whole other story. But I did have 1 computer for people to actually play my game. And let's just say it was intense. So it was time. The teacher was telling us all, get ready. Here we go. And she opened the doors, and let me tell you, it was crazy. When I say a lot of people flooded in, I mean a lot. Like, I don't know, 100, maybe 150 people just rushed into the gym. I had no clue before this project that I was going to have to present to 2 other schools that were not high schools, they were elementary schools, which means they were kids from the range of 8 years old to like 12 years old. It was bad. A little oversight on my part. I made a whole project about making a video game, and let's just say elementary kids love video games, especially the little boys who play Roblox. So, as you can already expect, my project was pretty popular. I had probably anywhere from 15 to 20 little kids, little grade 7s or grade 6s, coming to my table, all pushing each other out of the way to play on my 1 computer and try my game. It was actually so cute. They had these little clipboards, and they all came up to me and they were like, "Oh, wow, you made a game? That's so cool." And then they would check the box. They're like, "This is really awesome. Oh my goodness, this is so cool." Oh. It was so cute. A little overwhelming, because my table had like 30 people, when most other tables had like one person max. It was crazy. After they all left, it started to settle in that I had just done it. I just presented a game that I had made in 3 months to probably like 100 to 150 people. I don't know if you'd count these elementary kids as people, but I did. It was a crazy, crazy experience. I mean, the nerves were high, but after presenting to a couple of these groups of little kids that came up to my table, the nerves kind of just faded away, and it was just left me at the table talking to these little Roblox kids about a game that I was super passionate about, and they loved it. Like, honestly, they adored it. So that brings us to now. It is really boring to just hear someone talk at you about a game. So that's why the first link in the description is that exact demo that I had little grade 7s play. There's not really any substance to it. It is not a full game. I kind of failed in that respect, but I learned an absolute ton. It was a great experience, and I'm gonna finish the game. So if you thought this game was really cool, or you just feel really sorry for derpy triceratops not making it into the game, then you should subscribe. Or just leave a comment, or whatever you feel like doing. It all helps. Thank you, and see you in the next one for adding the 2 new worlds and publishing the game. I'm really bad at art.